Hello ladies and gents, this is the iPhone 7 review and I'm doing this a little differently. This intro is being shot with the iPhone 7's front-facing camera. So you can check out the quality and you can check out the image stabilization. I'm gonna do something different here. Instead of having a cinematic style review, I'm gonna do a live commentary on the iPhone 7's capabilities and what has changed. So let's get into it right now. So let's take a look at the design. So if you ask me what has changed, nothing has changed apart from the antenna lines. They're not there like the previous iPhones, and the color. It's a black color. It also comes in jet black, which is more glossy. This is like matte black. It's not that glossy, and I personally like this better than the jet black. The weight has changed a little bit. The 6S was 143 grams. This is 138 grams. This is a little lighter. Look-wise, I think this looks pretty good, and the color makes a huge difference in my opinion. Another difference is the home button. It's a Taptic engine with a haptic feedback. You press it, but you can also set the amount of press or the amount of deep press that you want to feel or you put in. So you go to settings, general, and you go to home button, and you have 1, 2, 3. You can choose 1. The press will be a little light. If you choose 2, it'll be a little deep. And if you press 3, it's like more like the previous home button, that type of press. So that's a subtle change. When the phone is turned off, you can't press the home button. So DisplayMate calls the display on the iPhone 7 the best display color-wise on any smartphone right now. And if you ask me, I'll say this is pretty okay. I mean, yeah, the colors look much better, but the resolution is still the same. It's 1334 by 750. That's the resolution like the iPhone 6 and the 6S. So you will not see better pixel resolution, but the colors are quite good considering this is not an AMOLED display. Apple is also claiming that it has 25% more brightness than the iPhone 6S, and it has a wide color gamut. Regarding performance, this is an A10 Fusion chip, which Apple claims to be 2 times faster than the iPhone 6, and it will also help with the battery life. It'll give you a better battery life than the iPhone 6 and the 6S. So if you're coming from the 6S, you will notice a slight difference in performance, but there's nothing a major difference. If you're coming from the 6, you're going to see a huge difference in performance, and the A10 chip really makes a difference here if you're using an older version of the iPhone like the iPhone 6 or prior models. But the 6S and this one, it's very neck and neck. And also, Apple did not say it, but there are claims that this has got a 3 gigabyte RAM, so 3 gigabytes really helps. But again, Apple never disclosed their RAM, and it never mattered to them because they control the hardware and the software. So Apple is claiming that it's 3 times faster in graphics department from the iPhone 6, and when I played games, it did not feel laggy at all. It was pretty smooth. But again, the 6S was smooth too, so there's not a major difference. But if you are just playing these high-intensive games like UFC or the Need for Speed, you will not feel that much of a difference coming from a 6S. Alright, so battery life. Apple claims that you will have 2 hours more battery life than the 6S. In my testing, I'm probably going to say it's an hour more, or sometimes an hour and a half more. It's definitely improved. It's not like a 6S Plus or a 7 Plus level battery, but it typically gets you through the day. Probably going to get you 14 to 15 hours with moderate usage pretty easily. But if you're doing heavy usage, it's going to be 12 hours. On average, what I got in my usage was 13 to 14 hours on my regular use. Apple also claims that the speakers on the iPhone 7 is 2 times louder than the iPhone 6. And that is definitely the case because you can hear right here that it's pretty loud. It can get very loud. Okay, now let's address the headphone jack issue right now. There's no headphone port like a 3.5 millimeter headphone port. This is what you get. You get a adapter a lightning adapter to a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And in my testing and my day-to-day use, it did not bother me that much. I can just carry this around and use this, but it really bothered me when, let's say, I get into a car and it has an aux port and you need to plug in your headphone and you don't have this adapter. You cannot listen to music. If the car doesn't have Bluetooth, then you're stuck. So that's where it really bothered me. I literally had to carry this every day when I'm driving, or if I'm going in someone else's car, this needs to be there. So it's a hassle. All right, so the moment of truth. The iPhone 7 is water resistant. So let's see how water resistant it is. I'm going to dump this into the water, and Apple claims this is IP67 water resistant. That means that it can submerge in 1 meter of water for a maximum of 30 minutes. I'm not going to put this for 30 minutes, but I want to see, let's say, in a day-to-day regular usage, let's say if you drop it in water, or if you drop it in the toilet or anywhere else, if this gets wet in the rain, I want to see how this performs. So let me wipe this off and let's see if this is gonna perform. Let's see. Alright, so recognize my Touch ID, and then goes to the website. Yep, scrolling is pretty good, smooth. Well, not bad. You just have to wipe off the water and then this functions properly. Let's check out the camera. Yeah, camera works. Video works. There you see it. It's water resistant, definitely. Nothing has been totally affected by it. It has not been affected. Performance is good. It's okay. You just have to wipe it off from the water once you take it out. I'm just gonna put it back in there. Okay, so now the question is, should you buy this phone? If you have a 6S, I would say no. You don't need to. Just wait for the next year when they will change the design and everything. Then buy that. But if you have a 6 or older version, then yes, definitely buy this phone, iPhone 7. It's much better than the 6 or prior versions of that. You can still buy it if you have a 6S if you want the black color or the jet black color. If you want it a little lighter, like 4 grams or 5 grams lighter than the 6S. And if you want a better camera, the low light capabilities of the camera and the front facing camera, like you can see right now, 7 megapixels, is much better. So if you want these stuff, and if you want water resistant or waterproofing, not totally waterproofing but water resistant, yes, you need this phone then. But if you can live without those for another 12 months or a year or 10 months, whatever it is, then you don't need it. But Apple does a very good job of making your want your need with their advertising and marketing. So it's up to you. If you want to cater to that want/need, then yes, you definitely need the iPhone 7. You will not be disappointed, that much I can tell you. The black looks awesome to me, but again, you might be better off waiting next year for the iPhone 7S or 8, whatever that is. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been a different type of a review. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give it a thumbs down, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, this is Kazi Adil. Take care. Bye.